it suddenly dawned on me. Does anyone wink in real life?
I would literally sit in the library, do work, and then my treat would be going to the water fountain.
I'm more of a Tesco meal deals person. The first day they put the price up to like £3.40. I think they did it in London first and then rolled it out to the rest of the UK. And I was like, this is a turning point. Like, it's all downhill from here. And it kind of has been.
But I see a gap in the market here. All right. So you know where there's like pubs, clubs, right, and the library. We merged them all together, right? Right. We merged
100%
them
agree.
all together, right? And do you know what we get? A library crawl.
Sometimes I think I spend too much time in the library. And when you spend too much time in one place, you have random thoughts. You know what? I'll let you come to your own conclusions.
You know my recording. I have my phone attached to like a tripod, and then my laptop in front of me because my like webcam is so bad. It's like unbelievably just terrible. So I'm just like having two. If I could show you, it's just like your face on one screen and then your face again on another screen, and then that's why there's another me on the right. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can set up my phone to record myself because again, I don't trust my own like laptop's camera. So I'll get like multiple angles. What a setup this is.
Well, we're really professional nowadays.
The absolute
It's the pinnacle. This is
the
the
highest
pinnacle, bro.
most yeah um DIY Zoom setup
Yeah.
to discuss this very important library thought that I had. I've had so many, but I've only had one that I wrote down to ask your opinion on. But
Okay.
if any of the others come to me in the next like 30 minutes,
Yeah.
I'll discuss them with you as well.
Before we get cut off of our 40-minute free Zoom meeting.
This is like so 2020 coded.
Guys, get on Zoom. Break. This
Like,
is like a breakout room.
everyone,
We're-
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello, hello.
Am I on mute?
Let me just share my screen.
The thing is, my Zoom's actually in German because my laptop's language is set to German. So
Oh,
I was sat there like, what's freigeben? I think freigeben is share screen. So
wow.
sollte ich freigeben? I should have prepared a PowerPoint for my
Next,
library thought,
next,
and then I could.
next random thing. We'll
Okay,
do PowerPoint.
this is the pilot episode
Yeah.
of our
The
library
podcast.
thoughts,
The
and
podcast.
in our future episodes, I can like prepare a PowerPoint and stuff.
Yeah, we can all do a PowerPoint each. You know, this reminds me so much of Zoom because I have two on me on the Zoom thing. It's like in a breakout room where there's one person that's always on mute and like don't have the camera on.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I just realized it's so stupid. I set up my phone to record myself, but my laptop speakers are on, so my phone is just going to hear the Zoom meeting, like it's going to hear you as an echo. I
Uh,
Anyway,
this might
um,
not work, by the way. I don't know how good anything is. So if it doesn't work, wait.
if it doesn't work, we just do this whole thing again and like pretend to be spontaneous.
Yeah, no way.
Try
Is this
and
gonna work? Because I'm okay. My
I'm
video. Okay, it should work. Maybe.
I'm recording, or at
So am
least
I.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Are
Same.
you also trying to record?
I am recording my end as well.
Hopefully one of us works.
Yeah. If worst comes to worst, I'm just gonna upload the worst video possible and just be like, this is it. I'm gonna cut it like so badly. Like you know all the bits, like the random bits I'm just gonna cut out and then just have random thoughts
Just
that
paste
has
loads of
nothing to do
sound
with the
effects
library.
on top, making like one of those brain rot videos.
Also, why are you in a stadium? This is meant to be the library episode. What's happening?
That's a good question. When I had like 5 minutes trying to set up Zoom, um, and I like saw all the background options, and they never used to work when I was on Zoom in 2020 because the camera quality was so bad. I would just merge with the background. But because I have a new laptop now, I was like, it's worth a try. Um, and I, instead of using one of the preset backgrounds, I looked through the photos that I have on my laptop. But because it's a new laptop, I don't have that many. And by far the most interesting one I could find was this rave.
Oh
So
no.
Okay.
Okay, on to topic. Okay, library conversations
Are
and
we
stuff.
locked in?
Pardon?
Are we locked in?
We're locked in. We're locked in to
Okay.
the library. Okay,
So
library thoughts. Library thoughts with Isaac.
heck
Woo!
yeah. Okay.
Let's go.
So I had this thought like a week ago in the library where it suddenly dawned on me. Does anyone wink in real life? Like, think about it. You've never questioned that before, right? Like, it happens so often in like films, TV, I don't know, all of this. But when's the last time you winked in real life or that someone winked at you? I swear I've never done it in my entire life. I can't remember any time in the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years that someone has looked at me in real life and gone,
That's
who
true.
does that?
But you've just done it now, so does that? But I guess that's. I don't know.
Does
That's
it count
different.
if it's a
I
demonstration? I
don't
don't
know.
know.
But what if someone was like blinking, right? But in one, how do you define a wink?
I think
Right.
an intent, like the intentional
Intent
closing of
of
one
one.
eyelid to
Right.
convey some kind of like message to another person.
Right.
Do
Maybe
you
you
know
just
what I
haven't been
mean?
noticing. Maybe you haven't been noticing the people
That is
if they're winking.
possible.
Yeah.
I'm not very observant.
Right. What if someone was like they couldn't blink properly? What if there's a condition where you can't blink properly? So then you
I
end up.
mean,
So then, what if they're like they're trying to wink, but they actually they do like a.
I think that counts, but I haven't seen people do that.
That's
Like,
true.
do you know
That
what I mean? I
that is
think it
not the
came.
thought that I would have thought that you would have thought about. That's not the thought that thought you would have thought about in the library.
I think it's because I was going through my German vocabulary flashcards a few
Right.
weeks ago, and I have one flashcard that's like the German word is der Wink. It doesn't actually mean wink in English. It means like a hint, or it can also mean a wave or a nod of the head, but it doesn't mean wink. However, I looked at it for a minute and I was like, I'm not the kind of person that winks. Like, I don't think of something and then go,
That's
and then I
true.
was like, hang on, does anyone else do that? I don't think anyone does. Like, obviously, someone out there must do it, but like most people, I swear no one I know does that. And yet it happens all the time in films and stuff. Do you know what I
You know,
mean?
do you think
Am
if
I
you do it
cooking?
ironically, does that count as a proper wink, or is that just if I just went like ironically, does that what does that
What
mean?
what makes a wink ironic?
Like if
Like
I was, you know how people are like poggers or like sus, but they don't actually mean like it's the meme. No one's saying oh poggers in real life
to
in like daily convo. But if you say it
be honest,
ironically, is that cringe
I am the
or is
kind of
that?
person that says sus unironically. So,
Uh,
you know, I
you're
don't know if I'm the
venting.
best case study for that argument.
That's kind of a random thought. I was thinking more of like library. Like you're not in the library, like, oh, you're thinking about
Like
work. No,
relevant
you're
to
thinking
what
about
I'm
winking.
learning.
I think you're spending too much time there. And that's coming from me,
Definitely.
who has a love-hate relationship with the library.
Yeah, I mean, I was there until 7 p.m. today, and I didn't even really need to be. Oh, well, I was working till half six, and then when I shut my laptop down, it started updating, and that took another half an hour. And I was listening to the radio commentary of Man United versus Arsenal, but I
I,
swear I was working until half six.
I kind of realized like last year, I was in a library from like 9 a.m. and I'd leave at like midnight. But like the amount of work I did was like nothing because I just go chat to people. And then every time I needed to do work, I would just hide in like the most obscure corner of the library.
It's crazy because first year in the library, I was like, am I the only person I know that comes here? Because I never really saw anyone until exam period. And then second year, there would like barely be a day where I wouldn't have multiple conversations in the library.
Yeah.
Because like you were there, so many other people from biology were in there, people I know from German were in there, people that don't even study my courses were in there, and we just chat.
Which kind of just it was good, but I realized, that's just my social sport at that point. No pub, no club. All I'm doing is sitting in the library and chat to people. It's like, You know, it was bad because I spent so long. Like when I actually needed to do work, I would literally sit in the library, do work, and then my treat would be going to the water fountain. I mean, oh, let me
That's
have
so
a stroll to
true.
the water fountain and like fill up my
The water
cold.
fountain was like the break room, but it's just a
Yeah,
water fountain
it's
in
just
the
it's just a
corner.
water fountain. Did you ever spend like what was your latest evening in the library
This year or like ever?
ever, or in uni era?
Probably not that late by most people's standards. I think the thing that makes me in the library weird was my consistency, not my like most extreme examples. I don't think I was ever there later than like half eight or nine.
Yeah. But you actually did work in the day. Like for me, I think I have pictures where like me and my friends are just standing on the like ta on one of the tables or like on the floor, like crawling. And I'm pretty sure we weren't doing work. Pretty sure no work was done.
I think, yeah, you're right. Like I would almost always be there from like 9 a.m. until like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So it's the fact that I was doing that every day that made me weird, not the fact that like I know some people occasionally go till like 11 or midnight or after that, and I never did that. Technically, one time I was in the library after midnight, but that's because I was getting a bus home and like I stopped on the stop outside the library and went in to like use the toilet and then go home, and it was
Nice.
like half 12, but I was never working in the library after midnight.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't do anything. I think it just makes you feel better, but it doesn't actually do anything.
It's like a
Like that works stuff.
placebo.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I've actually worked so much, and then you actually think about it, you're like, no,
You
I
can
can't even
post
want
your
to.
you can like post your Be Real in there at midnight and people will be like,
Yeah,
wow,
wow.
he's so
But I did
locked
get a
in.
heavy like caffeine addiction in the library. You know that like the downstairs like coffee machine? That was like one pound, £1, not dollar, £1 a coffee.
One what?
£1, guys, one Great British pound. Um, and then I'll just keep getting them. And then at one point, I think I was doing chemistry. I was like, oh, this is not kicking in. I just kept drinking like Monster energy drinks.
Oh no.
And then I was like, afterwards, I had to wean myself off it. Like day to day, I was like, one less,
Mm.
one less.
The
But
crazy thing is, I never really think of myself as like a coffee drinker, even though I technically had it like basically every day last year. But because I would never like order it from anywhere, I'd never get it from the vending machines. I just got those sachets from Lidl and then
yeah,
used the hot water tap in the library. So I would never say out loud, like, can I have a coffee, please? So I think in my mind, I was like, well, I never get a coffee, so I'm not a coffee drinker, but I was having it every day. I don't know how I didn't get addicted to caffeine.
yeah. No, I remember. I think my most extreme was I bought like the instant coffee to the library, and then I went to like Sainsbury's and just bought a milk jug, like just a whole carton of milk, and I just had that, and then I was just like pouring it in and drinking it in the library.
Oh no.
That was my
How
most extreme.
like just a whole thing of the instant grounds?
Yeah, I just got. I didn't drink it all. It was like two cups, but like I bought like my water bottle, like the thermal, and then
Yeah.
I just bought the grounds, and then I bought just milk, just
Oh no.
and that was not good. But I feel like people know me as being in the library so much that like you don't even need to track me on like GPS or anything. Like like they're like, oh, where's Thomas? He's probably in the library.
Yeah.
Like, so that's how people found me.
Some people have life 360. With you, they just know you're in the
Yeah.
library.
It's always like
Library.
fourth floor. So, actually, no, I like mix it up so people don't find me sometimes.
What do you mean like not go to the library or just a new area?
No, just a new like orange. I'll just go to orange and
Orange.
find out.
No one's ever
Actually,
going to
no,
find you in orange.
this okay. This is my question to you. Right. Let's say we're doing a murder mystery. Right. Where would you? Where do you think you can like get away with murder in the library?
That's a great question. Do you know do you know that weird like octagonal room on the ground floor?
Yeah.
Like I don't even remember how you get there. I only got there once because I was lost, and I swear like no one would ever find anything that's down there because
What is that room?
it's like a map room or something. I
Oh,
swear someone told me that.
I sometimes think I'm dreaming. Like maybe because I'm in there so late. If I just wander into like the map room, I'm like, why is there one? I've never seen it before. Video
Genuinely
game.
like a different dimension. I
Yeah.
was I think I was just like, I don't know. There was one time in first year when I was still getting used to the library. I thought I'd found like a faster exit or like a shorter route to the exit or something. And then I was like, where am I? I've never been here before. It wasn't the blue section. It wasn't any of the official color sections. And I was like trying to find my way back to civilization. And then I opened this door that was like, please enter quietly or something. And there was one guy in there. It's a pretty big room. There was one guy on the opposite corner, and his head just like immediately snapped towards me. His eyes locked onto mine, and I was like, I just walked back out. Could not tell you how to get there or how to get out. If I was going to commit murder in the library, that's where.
It's just not. It's not visible on the maps. It's just where is it?
Exactly. It's a
Yeah.
secret. It's a secret location. Have you ever played the map Polus on Among Us?
No, I've not played Among Us.
Because it's like, oh, what's it called? It's like that room in the bottom right corner of Polus that takes like a minute to get in and out of. So the imposter always just kills.
I like how this ends up being like an Among Us. This whole thing is an allegory for Among Us. This is the metaphor. Guys, we should do that's a bit sus.
Oh my days.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, but
who
I
could
think
have?
Green Zero, right? It's so
Hmm.
quiet in Green Zero. I didn't even know it existed. The one like on
I
like the basement floor.
I feel like Neve told me about Green Zero once and tried to like convince me it was the best place ever. And I was kind of on board, like her argument was strong, but I just never found it, so I never ended up working there.
I don't know. There's just so many like bits in the library that it doesn't feel like we should be allowed in.
I
I
mean, we
remember,
do pay like £1 million a year to be at uni, so
but even like college people can go into our library. It's not just like us, and they're not
really,
paying. Yeah,
with
like people that do A
what,
level.
like all the Manchester colleges?
I don't know because I know A level people in there when we're doing our exams and taking up our vital spaces.
I thought that's like people who are at the uni but just doing A levels on the side or something. I mean,
That's
to be fair, I know it's also possible to like just borrow someone's ID and like
yeah.
get away with it. Like I've never done it because I have my own ID, but I know people do that.
In exam season, like it's always full, right? I'm always like, oh, like people are like leaving their like bags there so that I can't take their space. You know, I'm like, if you're leaving for lunch, you should take your bags. But then every time I have a seat, I'm like, oh, let me just put like a book there and then just leave my stuff. Like, I'm taking my laptop so no one steals it. But I'm like, I'm just gonna leave like some objects on my table. I'm just being a
Literally,
hypocrite.
any object does serve the purpose of reserving a space because, like, even if it's just a singular book, I think that's enough to put most people off
Yeah. Do
taking
you feel
that
I'll bring
spot.
like a notebook? So like you know if it's like a if I slap on like an immunology book, someone could move it,
Mm.
right? But maybe not. I don't know. But like if I put
Thing
my
is,
notebook up, then they
I
can
think
steal my notes. It's okay.
one of the things that I'm like most proud of standing my ground on in my whole life, like in terms of principles, is that because it annoys me so much when it's like busy exam period and you like say I would like go downstairs for lunch, come back up at 1 p.m. and there's no free computers, even though like hardly any of them have anyone actually working at them. It's just everyone's gone for lunch and reserved their spots with books and stuff. And because that annoyed me so much, I was like, I'm never gonna be that person. And never once in my 2 years of being in that library every day of the week for 2 years. Never once did I reserve my seat when I wasn't there. Like, obviously, I mean, I'd go and get water for like 5 minutes, but never once did I go to lunch and put something in my spot to reserve that computer.
Wow. Wow.
I
Just
know that's like,
too good. That's too good.
that's such a small brag, but I'm like, it took a lot of willpower in exam period because I needed those computers. And I'm
Yeah.
proud that I didn't compromise my values on
Yeah. Yeah. I compromised my values. I
that.
was like, nah. I didn't mind my computer.
I think the thing is, like, it's not actually that, it's not really a bad thing to do. It's more that because I complained about it so much, I was like, I would be a hypocrite if I then did it.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
Yeah.
if you don't complain about it as much as I did, then you're probably kind of allowed to do it. It's just, I would have been so disingenuous if I'd gone back on my word.
Yeah, I think in exam period I'm a different person. I'm like, nah, get out of my way. I'm in my space, my space. No, I'm not. I'm not actually like that. I'm not like that.
So, I mean,
But
exam period is kind of like the Hunger Games. It's just a different like moral compass.
yeah,
Sometimes you've got to put yourself first a little bit.
I remember I would stay in the library like really late, 11. But 11 p.m. is a sweet spot where you can go to like Sainsbury's and get like the really cheap yellow sticker items. And you got the yellow sticker items as well, right?
Only from Morrison's. I never
Morrison.
really went to Sainsbury's. I don't know why.
I got the sandwiches, like the meal deal sandwiches. It was like 20p.
I think I've got like one meal deal from Sainsbury's in my entire life. I'm more of a Tesco meal deals person, although I am
Right.
annoyed that the day they put the price up to three. This is such a tangent. We started with winking, but the day they put
We're
the
on it now.
price
This
up,
is library conversation.
the first day they put the price up to like £3.40. I think they did it in London first and then rolled it out to the rest of the UK. And I was like, this is a turning point. Like it's all downhill from here, and it kind of has been. Like we used to be a proper country. We used to have £3 meal deals. You know what I mean?
Now you have to get that Tesco Club card, right?
But I mean, £3.40 even with a club card, and now it's 3.60. Like, where does it stop?
Well, yeah. I mean, at a certain point, I would no longer get the meal deals, and I'd like boil pasta at home, right? And bring just the boiled pasta to the library, and then go to like Sainsbury's or like Morrison's, um, and and just buy like pesto and heat up my raw like pasta in the microwave and just pour it in. So every time people are looking at me, they're like, "What are you doing? You're just holding like plain
I mean,
pasta."
you could just prepare the pesto pasta at home, right?
No. Because if you prepare it at home and you're microwaving it. Oh no, wait, you microwave it, right? To make it a bit hot. Or do you do
Sorry,
cold? Yeah, you do cold, don't you? That's the normal.
what do you mean? I mean, I
But
don't eat
pesto.
pesto pasta. I don't know.
Oh, I think it is meant to be cold.
I have
No,
no
but I
idea.
had it slightly hot, which it could be sacrilegious. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay,
But
you might be right. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's meant to be cold now that I think about it. But I had it hot.
The
So to get the
entirety of
right
Italy is
balance,
probably
I
like
know.
after you now
I'm getting cancelled already.
because they're obviously watching my like our YouTube channels over in Italy.
I would heat, but it's to get the right balance between pasta and pesto. I had a library thought. You know how people in university like going clubbing, right?
Hmm.
Right. And me, not so much. I don't know that much about it. But I see a gap in the market here. Right. So you know where there's like pubs, clubs, right? And the library. We merged them all together, right? Right. We merged
100%
them all
agree.
together, right? And do you know what we get? A library crawl,
I'm so on board.
right? Not a pub crawl, right? Instead of people doing body shots, we do book shots. Instead of raves, we have like elevator, like right. And I know people like people might be like sniffing whatever, right? In the right, but in the library you're sniffing knowledge. This is my Dragon's Den pitch, right? We exercise the mind. You go to like one library for like an hour, right? And you study like a bit of material, and then you're like, oh, this is great. We're running out of time. Um, and then we have 9 minutes. Okay, so you go to the library, you read a bit, or like you do a bit of like an hour of work, and then you move to the next library, and you do the same thing. And instead of taking a shot of alcohol, you take a shot of water from the distilled water tap.
You're so cooking.
This is it. This is my $1 million idea,
Hmm.
right? Now
I'm
people can
sold.
learn,
Take
right?
take all my money.
Yeah, we can learn and have fun. And instead of like club music, we can have like the lo-fi girl.
Like coffee shop ambience.
Yeah. I was listening to this gray, was it like gray noise, like brown noise? The
They
one that
have
goes
all
like,
like every color of noise
yeah.
is on
I'm
YouTube
like, why is
somewhere.
it helping me study? That's not a good sign for my
I
brain.
don't find I don't find the white noise or brown noise or gray noise helps me. Or there's pink noise as well. I've never found any of them helpful. There's this one really specific YouTube video. It's called like 8 hours coffee shop jazz ambience winter night, something like that. And it's
Right.
one specific video, and I've been watching it for years. I think I started in A level and I'm still using it.
Because I listen to like Pokemon, like relaxing Pokemon music, relaxing like game music.
I had a brief period in first year where I used Minecraft music with Rain. Yeah, I think it's the it like coffee shop ambience. It's like it allows you to imagine you're one of those people who studies in a coffee shop, but without having to
Yeah.
spend like £6 on a frappuccino every day.
Yeah. To be fair, I tried once to study in like a coffee shop, and it wasn't working. I think I just spent like too much time. Like I feel like it's too much like noise and everything.
I think if
And
I'm in a coffee shop, I want to enjoy the coffee and the coffee shop. And if I'm studying, I can't truly enjoy the coffee in the coffee shop because it's a work. I think I'm the kind of person who needs very distinct like work leisure balance. And for
yeah,
me, a coffee shop is a place of leisure and the library is a place of work. And I think that's why it works so well.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I like to have the separation as well. I can't even study in my room. It's so difficult. I
Mm.
probably should
Honestly,
try.
same. Yeah, I think I've done like I don't know, less than 10 hours of work in my room ever. I just always am in the library because I can't do work anywhere else.
Wait, because you're like at uni, there's like a library on site or like close by, right?
Yeah, there's two technically. I've never been to one of them. I always go to the Altstadt Universitätsbibliothek.
Oh wow, that's cool. Is it a big library?
Yeah, it's pretty big. I haven't fully explored it because I always go to there's like a downstairs area that's meant to be like a sort of not cafe because you can't like buy things there. There's just vending machines and then seating. But like it's sort of a I don't know, a snack room kind of thing. And that's where I always go to work rather than like the upper echelons of the library. I don't know why, but the vibes just aren't quite as good.
I like being like in the Manchester one, fourth floor, like the highest, or like depending on the like the situation, how dire everything is. If I need to actually like, lock in, I'll be like higher up. And the lower I get, is the more like relaxed I am. So if you saw
If
me in
you
like the computer area that you're normally at, that is, I think I am doing okay at the moment.
if deep down you secretly want to just have a conversation, you'll go to floor one.
Yeah, that's
If
true.
you actually need to lock in floor four,
Oh, sometimes you like stand out at like the the stairs. There's like a window, and then sometimes
absolutely
at night I'm just like, what's my
the
life come to?
wistful look into the sunset, pretending you're in a music video.
Yeah, just be like, wow, my life, the study life. You know the purple section, like all the old books and stuff.
I
I
love
would use
them.
that section as dark academia, where it's like, oh, like everyone dressed up as like suits. At one point, I was like, yes, I never did it, but I was like, I'm in this era of
I
like
totally
old
get you.
fashioned. Yeah,
I think my issue was, as you know, I was literally always on blue floor one because I needed the computers. If it wasn't for that, like the very rare times where I didn't need a computer, I was always in purple because the vibes are so good. But I just
yeah.
always needed a computer. So I was tethered to the worst room in the whole library where there's no natural light.
I think that's the most depressing one. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just my experience of the amount when like the work that you do in that room. I'm like, nah, it's not happening. We have 4 minutes, by the way. 4 minutes. Any
Oh,
final
great.
thoughts to wrap up the library?
You can't put me on the spot like
Oh,
that.
no.
I have like 30 different notes pages, but I swear somewhere in here there's interesting things that I wanted to like.
This could be it. I think this is it. I think this is
Oh,
it.
there's okay, there's a
Okay, you have three
sorry.
minutes.
There's a notes app, there's a notes document I have called Good Ideas I Mustn't Forget. And
Right.
um, the top thing on there is choice of languages in year seven. I don't think I have long enough to spit my facts on this, but I feel very strongly that people would put more effort into learning languages in the lower years of secondary school if they were allowed to choose between German, French, and Spanish when they arrive in year seven. Like it's not that hard. You can still
Yeah.
have the same three classes you already have, but just let people choose. That like they still have to study a language, but they can just choose one of the three, and then they'll feel more motivated because they at least chose which one.
Yeah. No, I feel like I chose mine. I did terribly in languages. I
Did you
remember like
like you got to
I think I
choose?
chose like Spanish. Or maybe I
Really?
didn't. I can't remember if I chose or not.
We all just got randomly assigned a class. It
Oh,
worked out for me because I'm like still studying German and live here, but it didn't
yeah. I
work out for
mean,
most people
for
because they
me, I
hated
just like in GCSEs. I was I think I watched Coco the night before the exam, and maybe that's why I didn't do that well.
it.
That's my one like subject that I
Isn't
was like the clueless over.
isn't
And do you
Coco
know what
an
that is?
English film?
This is going to be for the next episode if it happens.
Okay,
The language one.
I can't see how long we've got.
It's two
Oh
minutes.
yeah, I can. 2 minutes 11. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
Well, any sign off messages? Your YouTube channel. Would you can promote it
I
now.
said you can't put me on the spot because I don't think of things that fast. Yeah,
Promote the YouTube.
subscribe to Mr. Dean on YouTube if you really like the Mr. Men or baked beans or vlogs where I just go for a walk in the woods because I was bored that day. Very occasional educational videos that I did in A-level maths, or indeed the Welsh language or German because there's a lot of that recently. That's my
Yay!
pitch. That's my
No,
elevator pitch for my YouTube
yay!
channel.
That's good. That's good.
More importantly, subscribe to Thomas's channel because it's more active. It's got running. It's got everything you could possibly want from a YouTube
Wow.
channel. I mean, look at me.
Wow.
I'm
That's
I'm raving right now just
you're
because I'm
great.
on this channel.
And I can't even get like the thing up because I'm using my phone. So like I can't change my wallpaper. Maybe I could, but it's probably gonna lag out something. But yes, less than a minute. All right. Thank you everyone for watching.
Thank
Woo!
you.
All right. See you later. Bye.
Are we those people that just go, we should start a podcast?
Okay, we're starting a podcast. This is it. This is the Library Thoughts podcast. Let's go. It's happened.
Welcome to episode 1.
Episode 1, everyone. Bye. All right.
Actually.
All right. Let's hope that it recorded well.